Goldcrest Valley greetings to episode 4 with me, Mr. Sealy P. So finally at 5 o'clock in the morning we have got our next growth stage on the field. So and off we go. I have to say though, the fertilizer doesn't seem to go down as quickly on FS17 as it used to on FS15, which is good. And I get a lot of comparisons, I think, like that. I do want to upgrade this. I don't know, it's a weird one. It's a good tractor, this. I do like it. But it's just old. I've never been a great fan of those kind of boxy looking tractors, but it does a good job. Right, I've got a worker on this at the moment. Let me just check the map. Zoom ourselves in. Yeah, I missed that tiny little bit here. So, we are now on to soybeans. This looks a little bit easier to see, he says. Not sure actually. Okay, while I've got a worker on that, who's going to finish that field very, very quickly in all honesty, I'm going to jump into the vent. And very, very quickly show something for the for PS4 players. Oh, dearie me. Right. If you press R1 and you can stop engine, if you've got that on, you can toggle the beacon lights, you can toggle the lights, which is great. If you toggle the beacon light, it's the up arrow on the D-pad controller. But if you go left, you can get indicators, press it again, turns it off. Press right on the D-pad, you get a right indicator. Press it again, turns it off. That's not in the manual really anywhere. But there you go. Just in case you didn't know, there you have it. I am going to go down to Mary's farm and get some more sheep. Not a huge amount, but I'm going to get some more. For that I'm going to need the Joskin animal trailer. Actually, before I do that, just to move the hide worker over. Right, not quite sure how that's just happened. But at the end of the day, it's working. Right. check the map. Zoom in. It has left. Little patch there. That's really peculiar. I was just finished one bit off of 15. I went straight onto that bit. I shall deal with that very, very quickly. So here we are again, back at Emerson's livestock market. Let's open up the animal window. We want sheep. Another 5. Lovely, okay. Confirm that. As you can see, I did tidy up a little bit more after the last episode. Okay. It's interesting. Why won't it let me do more than one? Very strange. Ah, keep pressing it. There we go. Oh, right. So keep pressing X. I'll go back. Right, okay, that makes more sense. So I couldn't work out how to do this earlier on. So press L3, get into the dialog box, go to unload, press X, you press it again and again, keep pressing X, that will unload all of them. Confirm. Do I want to unload 5? Yes I do. That makes more sense than unloading one at a time. Okay, right. Let's lift that up and cover it over. If you are playing this on PS4 and you've got the jet wash, L3 turns it on. Now, interesting enough, with the controls, I don't know if you can go in and change them or not, but you have to press circle on the controller to turn it on. But to move it around, you need the right joystick. You can't press circle and the right joystick with the same hand and move them and move around the vehicle like you used to be able to. So it becomes a bit of a pain. You can turn it on, move it around, but then you can't then move the left joystick to move your person. It's a bit of an odd one. Just one of those things I've noticed. You have to kind of move around, then turn it on, It's not as intuitive as it was in FS15. But anyway, that's the tractor clean. Turn off. Bit of contract harvesting out on field 9, I think, would do. Get a bit of money. What's it offering? That's weird. He was offering more a minute ago. How weird. Okay. Okay, which is slightly odd. When I first clicked on it, it offered 10,000 and something and 25 minutes. I came out, started recording, went back on it, it's offered me 9,000 and something and only given me 20 minutes to do it in. Which is a bit peculiar. Never mind. Bit of extra money. What in this time? The Rostselmash Torum 760 with a Rostselmash. I think it's going to be the Power Stream 700. I would imagine. Inside the beach, wouldn't it? Oh, Power Stream 900. I take that back. Got to keep that money coming in. I'm probably going to keep buying sheep actually, so they get to a point where they're reproducing and the sheep pallets, the wool's worth quite a bit. Before I move on to pigs and cows. Really, pigs and cows I can only move on to once I've got crops that I can feed them, bales and silage for mixed rations or silage bales. So the pigs and cows will come a little bit further down the line. The downside is the fields are taking a really long time to sort of get ready. So I suppose the only way of doing it really is to buy up fields when I've got the money to, like this one now, in the position that I'm in. I should have really bought this one. That would have been a good idea, wouldn't it? Oh, I didn't think that one through. Anyway, never mind. It's a whole different way of doing things on this version of the game now. You really have to give it a lot more thought. Same field, just did a contracting job. Slurry spreading, slurry injecting. Now I'm in a new Holland T8. T8 320 I think it is. And we are now ploughing. In all honesty, I'm not the best at ploughing, so don't judge too harshly. This will not be ploughing like you've ever seen before, but I will get paid, and that's what matters. So what do we think of Farming Simulator 17 so far? Thumbs up, thumbs down, not sure yet. If you haven't bought it, get a copy. It's good, I'm impressed. so much more content than FS15. I love that game, in all honesty. So, yeah, I mean, the fact that ploughing is actually important now actually serves a purpose. Adding the pigs in, there's so much more to do with all of them. All the new equipment. It's a no-brainer really. Well, I think it's a no-brainer. It is my opinion, and if you've watched any of my gameplay series before in FS15, my ramblings and musings that accompany my gameplay are not always right, but they are just opinion, and I like to think I'm open-minded enough that when I'm presented with new facts or information that my opinion can change, and it does very, very often. But this has got a big thumbs up, actually, for me. It's been well worth the wait. The leasing as well. I mean, there's so much, you know, all of the kind of assistance and information pages, growth pages, soil composition pages. It's, yeah, it's brilliant. Far more in depth. Well worth anybody's hard-earned pennies, if it only were pennies. Severe amounts of pounds. But then when you think about the hours and hours and hours of gameplay you're going to get, when I think back to computer games when they were the old arcade game type things, and you went to arcades and you were sticking £1 in each time, yeah, you more than get your money's worth on games like this. Most computer games these days, even the 40, 50, 60 pound ones, you get your money's worth. You really, really do. This farmer is certainly keeping me busy on field number 9. I am now in a case Puma 185, and I'm cultivating the field I just ploughed. Not doing too badly, I would say. Getting roughly just under 20,000 each of the jobs I've done in this field. I turned up and harvested, then did I slurry injected, then ploughed, now cultivating. So I'm doing alright. That cruise control really does come in handy. Or handy, not Andy. Doesn't come in handy at all. Comes in handy. What am I thinking? Good tractor this. Do like it. Mind you, I think I've said that about every single tractor I've used doing a contracting job. Every single tractor I've said, oh, I do like this tractor. Yeah. That is the increased dilemma, especially having the customisation now. In FS15 you had kind of sections of tractors that were different horsepower bands. You still have sort of, but because you can actually customise them, some of the smaller ones with lower horsepower then start pushing up into the higher horsepower brackets, which is actually quite good. This certainly opens up more options, but it does make choosing a tractor a much harder prospect, in all honesty. It always used to come down to the horsepower requirement needed for the equipment you had. But now, because you can vary them, that's not as relevant. I wanted a Fent. I've got a Fent. I wanted a probably might. I don't know if to get a Fent 900. Now I've got the 700. Probably not 724. I do want to get a Challenger at some point. Absolutely, I do. And I probably want to get a new Holland T8 as well. But then I do like the Case Optum and the Deutz-Fahr 9 series. I don't know. Too many to choose from. I'll get through as many as I can. So, field number 9. And we are potato seeding. I'm going to go through the whole process of this one, I think, for this farmer. But what I'm trying to also do is the more jobs I can do, the lower the price for the field. So I'm thinking of buying this one actually. It's not a bad size. It is long, it's a bit of an awkward one, but it's not a bad size. So, realistically, the best time to do it is once I've done all the jobs for the farmer. I know that it's been slurry injected, I know it's been ploughed and cultivated and seeded. If I wait for the next couple of growth stages, get some more fertiliser on it and then buy it cheaper, with all that done, I'll get the field with potatoes growing and it hasn't cost me a penny. That's the idea. We'll see how that works out, but for the time being, Field 9 is our home. We are contracting, but we are earning money while we're doing it. Our fields are still growing, albeit slowly, but they are growing. After all our hard work on Field 9, I've bought 10 more sheep. Close cover, lift it up, attach it. So, we've just doubled our flock. We are going to feed them again, just to make sure they've got everything they need. Really don't seem to take very much at all, which is weird. Seem to have a bit of It says they need a tidy eating area. I don't know. Maybe I need to start tidying up around here. Scoop it up with something maybe. That could be what it is. I don't know. So, our flock is increasing. Doing alright. Every time I do a bit of work, I'm buying a few more. We have got a bit of money there. We did do a fair bit of work on field number 9 for that particular farmer, which was the point. This will be the same, so it won't take very much, I don't think. Take a little bit more. Seem to be spending our life here at the moment. I'm thinking a bit more work. I might do a bit of forestry. So possibly the next episode, a bit of forestry. I don't know. Some wood chips, maybe some logging. I'm not sure at the moment. Okay, let me just turn this off. Jump out. Doesn't look like 20 sheep. So a quick look. Oh, says I've got 20. Well, anyway, yeah, I mean, if I bought 400, this wouldn't be enough for him to put 400 sheep in here. But that's all good, right? Start this up. And we'll get back over to the farm. It has been another busy episode. We seem to be doing a lot with the sheep, but as I said, it's a means to an end. It's a kind of a method to my madness. But we did manage to, early this morning, get the farm's own fields fertilised. So that's the second fertilisation. There will be another one required at a later date on our 2 soybean fields and our wheat field. I've then did a little bit of contracting here and there, and then kind of found my way up to field number 9, where we did a bulk of well, harvesting, ploughing, slurry injecting, cultivating, and then planting of potatoes. So quite busy on field 9. And it may not be our field, but we made the money from doing it. I've got a little bit sitting in the bank account at the moment, about 130,000, which isn't bad, but like I say, it's just know what to do next. Right, let's disconnect this. There we go, okay. So, I think that's probably it for this episode. Yeah, still haven't got another combine harvester, or even sold the one I've got, but never mind. We'll get there at some point. Like I say, might do a bit of forestry on the next one. I think maybe. We'll see what happens there. Turn this off and jump out. I haven't left the beacons on or anything, have I? Nope. So we are again back at our farm. End of an episode. I was up very early this morning, working away. Might go and have a nap for a little while. Anyway, if you like the episode, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, would love to hear from you. If you want to share the video, again, please do share it around. Anyone who doesn't know of me or my channel. If you found anything on here useful at all, it might have been a little bit of information about the indicators, whatever it might be. As I've said on previous gameplay series, I'm not the expert. I'm not telling you how to do things. I'm just showing you how I do it. If there's anything on here you think, oh, I didn't know that, or oh, I knew that already, but I'll give it another go, then brilliant. What else? Facebook. Screenshots appear on there regularly, as do the links to the YouTube videos. And yeah, that's it for another episode. Pretty busy, but we are getting there very, very slowly. I'm not going to start on pigs or cows just yet. Anyway, whatever you choose to do, of all the options I have presented you with. Thanks for watching.